Meeting is recording.
Okay. It is Tuesday, September 26th. This is a rescheduled monthly board meeting for the Pixels and Dice Lions Club. Calling this meeting to order now. So we'll start off with reports from the officers, and I'll start with I've got diddly squat done. Just haven't had any time to do much of anything other than to prompt a few people on Discord. So hopefully I'll have some time freeing up here in the next week or so that we can really start getting some things moving forward. Unfortunately, with things like not having bank accounts in place or email in place so that we can start setting up online accounts, I've been a little bit stalled in what I can do. So once those are all set up, then we can I think really start getting some forward momentum. So that's all I've got. Lindsay?
Yeah, so I don't have a ton to report other than I am making some changes to the Discord as we go. I'm adding some committee channels and trying to get a feel for how exactly I want them to be laid out. And I will take feedback if you guys like it. If you don't, I'm still working on it and the permissions. But as soon as I have it set up in a way I think is acceptable, I'll toss it in the board chat and say, hey, and I'll at you guys. And I'll basically look for feedback because this is about the experience of everybody, not just one person. So as soon as I have all that done, I have been really, really ill. So I've had a bit of a hard time getting it done, but I'm right there. I have it all made. I just need to do the permissions at this point and figure out how it needs to be exactly laid out. I think otherwise, I don't have anything. I'm going to be working on some transcripts of the old videos, like summaries of some of the old videos, just so we have a record of it. And I'll like work on a Google document for that or something along those lines. So, and I'll post that in one of our documents channels because I believe, I'll post that in the club documents channels as soon as I have that up and going. I'll also write a summary for tonight's board meeting as well. I'll do a separate one for the board meetings versus the full club meetings. And I think that's it. I think I've babbled enough.
So just a point of order. We probably ought to have just an official vote that says here is where the recording of the meeting, the last meeting is, which are basically your notes. They're just virtual notes, right?
Mhm.
But you need to accept the last meeting's report, and that recording of the meeting is fine as the meeting report, so that anybody can access
Okay.
it, anybody can see it. But you probably just ought to have a vote each time that says, "Hey, here's where it is." Anybody got any questions, comments, any corrections? And then if not, Chris, then you need to ask for, just a vote that says, hey, do I have a motion to accept the last meeting's minutes? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
That would normally be in there. I don't have my the rules in front of me right now. So
That makes
just
sense. I forgot that was so official. If I'm being totally honest.
yeah.
Yeah, I will. So what might work then, instead of me writing summaries of all the videos, it's basically um I could do the links to all the videos for board versus club meetings in a document instead with small summaries
Yeah,
to make it a little easier for people to find.
just a suggestion and something I would personally like to see, and I don't know if
Mhm.
everybody else would like this, but I think that that maybe we should have a board minutes channel that has a link to the video and
Okay.
a bulleted highlights list, and that way
I
people can
second that.
just
I think that's a good idea.
yeah.
I think that's
Agreed.
great.
Yeah.
All right. So where is the last recording?
If it's not on YouTube, then I've got it locally.
Okay. Oh,
At least I've got most of it locally. I had a system failure at some point during the meeting.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me just check. So it is. Go into my channel. You've got the Pixels and Dice board meeting. You do have it from August the 17th. So officially,
Yep.
and let me just grab the link. I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to put it into our board Discord channel. Okay.
With the board, if we make a board minutes channel, do you guys want that to be under the board section, or do we want to do that under the general so anybody can go watch the board ones, or do we want to do it separate so the club meetings are always viewable by everyone and the board meetings are separate?
I think board should also be visible to general
Okay.
club members.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for transparency, I'd recommend that, but it's up to
Okay, cool.
you, the board, to decide that. So
Yeah, I'm all for transparency myself.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Ditto.
So I have put the link out there, and officially what we should have is just somebody say, I move that we approve the minutes from the last meeting, which is the recording.
Okay. I move that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
All right, Chris?
All right. Do we have a second?
Seconded.
All right. All four. Just actually, since it's a little hard to identify who's saying what on here, if anybody has any opposition to that, please say nay. And I haven't heard anything, so either you're on mute or we're all in agreement. Let's go ahead and try the all in agreement part. Let's go ahead and get a yay from everybody. So
Yeah.
yay from me.
Yay.
Hey.
Yay.
All right.
Yay.
All right. It sounds like a majority of unique yays to me. So we'll go ahead and accept that.
Perfect.
Okay,
So I went ahead and I made those channels. I'm gonna check the permissions when I get home to my computer and organize things. But we now have a board minutes and a club meeting minutes channel. I will, when posting any of the links in there, I will make sure to have a date and short description of what each one is. So it's not just an empty link, or just a link to a video. They have context. But I will take care of that as soon as I get home.
perfect.
Do we
Perfect.
actually just
And,
want to do
you know,
one?
eventually I would like to have a summary that's stored somewhere else other than Discord. And so,
Okay.
you know, Google Docs would be great for that.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I
I
would
can
like
do
for us
that.
before we do that, I would suggest waiting until we have everything set up with
Okay.
email accounts so that we can set up a shared Google Drive for that.
Okay, that makes
Do-
sense.
So it's
Do we
late
just
at
want to
night.
do one meeting minutes channel?
Yes.
Say again?
Just one meeting minutes channel?
So
I
the
don't
reason
think
I
we need
put
to
them,
split those up.
well, the reason I put them separately is because board meetings and general club meetings are definitely very different in ways that you handle, and it'll be easier for people to differentiate between the two if you have them separate. But if the majority votes that it's just one, that's fine. I was just trying to make it. This is going to sound terrible, but it's kind of the programmer brain in me. You code for people. You code for the worst case scenario, right? That people can't find these things. You make it as easy to find as absolutely possible.
Let's
Um,
fine, but let's you and I discuss, and you can obviously discuss it with both Chris and Robin, who are also Discord admins here. But
Yeah.
I've got some suggestions on how to better do that. For everybody to be able to consume it well. But let's just take that offline because it's not necessary to fix that while you're in the meeting today.
okay,
Yep.
makes sense. Agreed.
All right. Is that all you've got there, Lindsay?
Yes, I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, perfect. Kathy, tag, you're it.
All right. So we have started collecting dues. I had initially tried to submit the short form to get us recognized as a 501 C4, and I didn't realize it was like 2 days too late because both uh July and August have 31 days. So it was immediately denied. So now we have to fill out the long form. Um,
Hey, Joy.
which might have happened anyways. It was just hopeful. But I did spend a while on the phone with them because I didn't realize that there were 2 days in the month those days and was wondering why it got immediately denied. So I talked to the IRS to clarify that what we needed to do. So we just need to submit the long form. And that's not as urgent to submit, but obviously we do want to get it done sooner rather than later to secure our status before filing. And I'm still trying to figure out what our best option with a bank is going to be. I'm currently thinking our best option is going to be me and Lindsay going and get set up in person, and then seeing about adding people in the future. Just because most banks want everyone to be present at the same time.
That's right. So
So,
let me make a recommendation, and that's mostly reiterating exactly what you just said. It is okay as long as at least two individuals are, on there so that you can hold each other accountable. Somebody can get to the money if somebody else is out sick or what have you. Um, Multiple people obviously need to be able to be there. It's just it's better if you would have a third person,
mhm.
and you don't have to be you should probably get it with a bank that has enough presence so that somebody else in another geographic location is going to be able to do that. You guys should, vote on that as well. My recommendation right now would be make it Bart, because Bart is here locally as well. He is an officer on the board. I'm not sure about him really being responsible, but no, seriously.
Can
I
be
don't
when
think
he
he is
tries.
either.
Nope. You gonna say something, Bart? You just gonna take it?
I was just going to say that was the point I was going to make. So you kind of jumped ahead of me there.
Right,
You
but
took the tail twister's joke. You twisted his tail too much.
that's right. If you need a third, he can be that third. But you can also, again, this is totally up to you, the board, to figure it out. But you could pick, a bank that has locations, both in the United States and Canada, and pick one of our Canadian friends, Eric. Or you could pick a bank that is obviously all over the United States, and pick another one of them. I think the hardest to do would potentially be to make Robin one of the signers on the account. So
Yep.
that's, it's just hard. So
I'm gonna take that flight.
Uh,
that's right.
Yeah, I was looking at banks
Hey, if
trying
you
to.
take that flight,
What?
tail twisters everywhere, we'll appreciate it. It will be appreciated.
what
Yep.
were you saying, Kathy?
I was
I'm
definitely
sorry,
trying
Gavin.
to keep in mind the whole having people in different locations when picking a bank and not just picking one that is too local or not spread out enough.
Yeah. And my recommendation right now would be like pick Chase. Like, because there are Chase banks everywhere, including international if you need them. Um,
Hmm.
so, and I know that there's one up here near us, so you'll be able to get to it. When I say us, I mean both myself and Kathy and Lindsay,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
So I know that there's one that y'all can get to. So and
Yeah.
JC has such a broad footprint that would probably be beneficial.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So you should do a quick report on how much money you've received.
We have received $660.
Okay.
So that's enough to pay like one of the bills.
That's right.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I can go ahead and send one check in, which I can do shortly.
And
But
the way that you should do that for very clear accounting right now, since
Mhm.
the money is in your name, is that
yes,
you should make sure that money goes into the account and out of the account on the records. It doesn't have to go in and out of the account like after you do it, but you have to have the official books that show exactly how much went in and out. Make sense?
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. And I
Sounds good.
absolutely would go ahead and pay one of those bills. The most important one is I think it's the charter was the first one, right?
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's good. So we need to put out another word to all the members to get monies in, and we also like as soon as you get the account set up, then we can get the check from the Alpharetta Club as well.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So that will almost pay that second bill, by the way.
Yes, I was pretty sure it was close to that from what I understood from talking to my dad.
And just so we're all on the same page, you need to raise in dues, like you need to gather in dues at least another amount to pay the other half of that, right? Because that the bill that you've received is half of a year right now. Okay?
Yes. Yep. We I have tried to make it clear the structure that we have, that the charter fees plus the um how much it is for the year. So
Cool.
I think
All right,
that's
anything
everything.
else, Kathy?
I think that's it.
Okay, great.
All right.
Eric.
You have to step away, Chris, so that I can go to, take the stuff to our friend's house. But Lindsay
Sure.
will take care of stopping the recording when she gets home.
All right, great, thanks.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So just looking at memberships, we're up to 31 members. I have a spreadsheet that Rob passed along. I've updated it with the newest applications that I've received. But that only includes application up until June 15th. I don't have anything past that recorded in the spreadsheet. I've shared it with Chris, so it's available if needed. But I guess we're going to wait till the Google site is set up so we can load the documents there.
Perfect.
And I think that's all I have, really.
All right, great, thank you. Let's hear from Bart. You got any tail twister? Have anything for us this meeting?
Besides being a potential signee, no, I'm all out today.
I look forward to when you can start collecting tail twister fees at our meetings.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's what I really want to hear a report of at these meetings.
Poor Garner. He's going to be out so much money. Oh.
It's all right.
Love it.
Hello.
It's all right. Okay.
Don't laugh too hard, Lindsay. Don't laugh too hard.
I know, I'll be next.
Okay. Robin, did you have anything you'd like to share?
I got nothing to report.
All right, great. And we'll go with Chris Snow, the small one. I don't. Aha, there he is. Say that again.
I got nothing. I'm at work right now, so it's a little
That's
hard
cool.
to talk right now.
Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Well, that concludes the officer reports. So we'll hop on over to our old business. I do know that our old business included getting the committees organized, and unfortunately, while we have the channels for that set up, at least in part, our committees are still disorganized. We need to get the people who have expressed interest in being in those committees engaged, so that they can pull in additional members to their committees and get some forward momentum there. I'm hoping that as soon as I get some additional cycles, I'll be able to help orchestrate some of that. But if anybody else has any additional time that they believe they can give to that task, I would certainly accept a helping hand there. I'm trying to think if there's any other old business that we needed to address. And if anybody can think of anything that I'm overlooking, please chime in now.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any new business that they would like to bring up?
I don't think technically this is new business. I do just want to, I know we talked about this at the club meeting a little bit last time, but just thinking about charities and whatnot and where we want to funnel the money. I know the charity selection committee or whatever officially we were calling it, but it essentially was the beneficiaries committee, I
Right.
think. But we need to, I do want to help ramp that a little bit, because the game I'm supposed to be running tonight, which I had to cancel because I'm really, really sick. But I need to be able to like tell people what we're raising money for other than vague. So I would like to have a direction to go with that. So I think that's kind of the top of my priority list on
All right.
that front.
Does anybody recall who, and I can go back and watch some of the videos, and if anybody else can too, that'd be great. But if we can't recall here, does anybody recall who had expressed interest in stepping up to chair that that particular committee?
Was it Gus?
Gus didn't want to
Gus.
step up as a chair. I think Mark expressed interest.
Okay. I will confirm by watching the video later tonight, because I will probably have the time. But I'll check that and I'll message whoever was specifically interested, and I'll get all those channels finished setting up so that we could start that conversation a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
Well, just an idea. Some of the thoughts regarding like also with your game tonight that
Mhm.
I really do hope you feel better. But I think maybe we should maybe pluck some of the talent from there. Maybe not to necessarily lead it, but to just kind of help do some of the grunt work. So I'll start working on my
Yeah.
end.
Okay. By your end, I assume you mean Hillary.
Yep.
I figured.
She tends to be a ringleader, so that might help.
Right. You guys
He
think he
can't find
knows
his
that he's unmuted?
he can't find his mute button.
No, he doesn't know what that is. Uh-huh. This
I
guy.
don't need the world's validation. I just know it's true.
All righty, guys. Well, I think that pretty much covers it for this meeting.
Okay.
one quick check before we adjourn. I just want to make sure everybody's had a chance to say anything they wanted to say. So does anybody else have anything to add at this time?
No, not me.
Yes, sir. And
All
thank
right.
you, Chris. I know you got a lot going on.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, hey, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to show up to the meeting tonight. Any effort is greatly appreciated. So at this time, I will go ahead and call for adjournment of the meeting.